Do we build it up, just to let it all lace you up, just to watch you run away. Please help.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Creatively Z93's YouTube channel. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Remember to share with a friend, share with a friend, share with a friend. I'm back with you with a 10 minutes with Z. And today I will be talking about growing up without a father. I know that this can be a touchy subject, but for me it's not deeply rooted deeply rooted touchy. It's touchy from a standpoint for me in my adult life because I want to at least have a established decent relationship and just know who he is now. I know I can't go back into where he wasn't there and be young again, but I would like to have a decent standing relationship now because as you get older you want to be able to have establish a relationship to where that person could be in your life. I can say I grew up in a single parent household. My mom raised me and my siblings, and one thing I can say, she never badmouthed my dad to me, my biological father. She never said anything bad about him. She never talked about him to me, none of that. And that part of it, I mean, that's fine, but I did have a lot of friends or people that I grew up with that had the two parent households, or they had both mom and dad involved in their life. And I guess for me, it wasn't until I got in my 20s is when I realized I really would love to get to know my dad for real, like on a real serious note, and have a relationship with him so he'll know who I am and I know who he is. And because we're getting older, he's getting older. One day he's not going to be here, and I don't want him to not be here and I not at least attempt or make an effort to try to establish a relationship with him. But I did have a man in my life, my siblings' dad, that took me on as his own, treated me as his own, took care of me as if I was his own. And for that, I will forever be grateful. I always said that I know one day that I would have kids, and I didn't want the way I grew up without a father to be for my child. I want my child's father present in everything, no matter what. I want them to have that relationship and bond with their child, with their dad. So, I looked at this as me. Okay, that's something that I could do and take. And I feel like, if I'm honestly speaking, you have to be willing. There has to be willingness on both ends. I know it's been willingness on my end, and I know that it's pure, and I know that it's genuine, because that's all I ever want. That's all I ask for. I don't really ask for much. And so I did see, like I said, I grew up with friends and peers that had the two parent households, or they had both mom and dad in their life. And I've seen some good examples. I've seen some not so good, but I feel the things that stood out to me is the love of a father to a daughter, or the love of a father to a child. I believe that is just a beautiful sight to see. That's beautiful for them to be there, fairly in their child's life. And I used to want that. I remember I sung throughout school. I was in the choir. I did show choir. I played sports, but that was in elementary. I didn't stick with sports throughout, as I got older, as I got in middle school and high school. But I did a lot of things, even outside of school. Like, I was in the community growing up. I participated in a lot of things, and there were a countless of events where I would have loved for my dad to be a part of growing up as a little girl. And when you're growing up, you see it from your friends or your peers. You see how they got their dad there, and it's just nothing that their dad wouldn't do for them. Like, I love the love and the spoilingness that the father would give to their child. I think that this is just so beautiful. However, I didn't have that. I always wanted that, and I always wanted my dad in my life to be able to show me the ropes when it came to me having a love life and being able to attract the right kind of individual that would treat me right, treat me better, treat themselves better, and treat us better if we was together. Every man in my life wasn't bad, but I've had some not so good choices choices of men that I've been with. And I can't, because I'm an adult. One thing I don't do is blame anybody. I don't put it on neither one of my parents. Like, because once you become an adult, I feel like you are responsible for the decisions and choices that you make. So, even if we want to, as individuals, and I'm not saying everybody, but you got some people that want to run from what it really is, but you can't blame nobody but yourself for the type of people that you chose to engage with and connect with in your life, in your personal life. I like to call it a love life, because I've had a love life on and off. And I always get the question, where are you in love? Listen, I don't want to talk about that. But I feel like there was some things that I wanted to be able to go lean on a father for that I didn't have. And I feel like that has equated to some of my decisions in my life when it comes to men. But I know better. I'm learning every day. You never stop learning. Every day is new. Every day is a chance to be different, to be better. That's how I look at it. And so I want to say about 2014 was when in 2014 I was 21. Yeah, I was 21 in 2014. I reached out to my dad. Actually found him on Facebook, and we swapped numbers or whatever, and we might have talked in that 1 year. We might have talked a time or two. No, I take that back. We talked a few times actually. And I know it's two sides to every story, so he kind of, I'm not gonna dive into that because that's personal for me. But there were some things that was told to me that I didn't know, and there was something, and then he talked about as why he did it, etc., etc. But I wasn't dwelling on the then. I'm on the now because of where we at now. I'm a grown woman. You are older and I'm older. Like, we are adults. We should be able to coexist and have a relationship for the sake of us. And I remember I was ready to see him again in my adult life, because I don't really remember him. Like, I think I might have seen him a time or two as a little girl, but I didn't remember him then. I know what he looked like now and all of that, but I'm saying back then when I was younger, I didn't know, I didn't remember. because he wasn't around, he wasn't involved. And I remember in that year, 14, I had set up a time to meet with him so that we could spend some time together and, kind of get to know each other. But that didn't happen. It actually never happened, to be honest. So, he would reach out every now and then. He would call me, and we'd chat for about 30 minutes to an hour. And it'd be cool, just to hear from him. But then I am still really longing for the in-person relationship, not just the over the phone. And so that year went by, and I didn't get relaxed. I didn't give up. I was still, the next year and the year after that, I would hear from him every blue moon. Every now and then became every blue moon. I was cool with that. So I want to say maybe 3 or 4 years had passed, and still nothing. And I remember there was a time when he said we was gonna get together and do something, go out to eat, or he was gonna cook for me, or we was gonna cook for each other and sit down and have dinner together. But that never happened. It's almost like, I'm not saying it was promised, but it's almost like it sounded good, and it sounded excuse me for saying y'all, I apologize. It's almost as if it was a false statement. Every time he said we're gonna do something and we never do, it was like, well, what's the fun in that? It's not actually happening and we're still here. So I know after those 4 years, from 14, 4 years after, I kind of just like, I'm just going to pull it back. I'm going to leave that alone. What's the point of me even still trying to make an effort? But then my mom had said to me one day, well, she's like, long as you have done your part to try and reach out, you've done nothing wrong. I said, yeah, I've tried. I said, but I just don't get that same energy in return. And and so she would start asking me, well, have you heard from him? Have you heard from your dad? I'm like, no, I ain't talked to him. I don't be calling him like that. Stop calling and all that. I am a person that if I feel a sort of energy like you just don't want to, or you don't want to bother me, or I feel like I might be bothering you, I just pull it back. I pull away from it because I don't be trying to be in all that. Be bothered with it. However, I will say to you all, that's not always the right thing to do. You do need to pull away for the sake of your well-being, so you can get everything together in your mind. But it's not good to pull away and not address it and not resolve things, or address it to where you can heal, so it won't be anything that's festering or that's eating at you, And so I just left it alone. I know for like almost 2 years, I stopped willingly calling. I did. I just stopped. But he would reach out on a holiday or my birthday, and and me being stubborn. I could be honest with myself. I am stubborn. I could be stubborn. I was like, I respond. I talk to him. I say thank you and stuff. But it's just like, here we are again, and still no established relationship. Not even an inch. Other than us just saying hey and bye, and me just hearing you talk about everything that you want to talk about, and not saying, well, Zipporah, let's do this so we can get to know each other. Excuse me, y'all. Slight sinuses. And so now, we're here in 2025. Still nothing. But I feel like I need to put my foot down and say what's on my mind for real, and then kind of just move forward. Cause I just took it like this. You can't make a person, you can't make someone do what you want them to do. Either they do or they don't. Either you want to or you don't. You either in or you out. I mean, it's really that simple. And so now for me, I never considered therapy up until like 2 years ago. Have I started therapy yet? No. Am I about to get into therapy? Yes. For the sake of me. For the sake of me, I'm gonna get some therapy because I believe it's gonna be really hard to just handle and go through. But I need it. I need it. And it's not gonna be long with it, but it's just gonna be for a short period of time that I feel like I need it for it to further help me navigate through a lot of different things. And I don't know, I just got a motivation to not stop with him, and for that reason, that's why I hadn't cut him off. I have not blocked him. I haven't did none of it, although I wanted to 1,000 times. I just haven't, because I just don't have a desire to want to do that to him. However, I know this segment is, for me, it's deep. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say too touchy, but it is a little deep. I guess I would ask, so in the comments, y'all, I want to know who had a father in their life, who didn't, who grew up in a 2-parent household, or who grew up in a single-parent household. I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it, because I would love to hear other people's stories. So yeah, I would say, in ending this segment, it's nothing wrong with going after what you want and standing on business when it comes to you. Always do that. But don't make somebody, you can't make somebody do something they don't want to do. Because if they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. You can't make them. All you could do is be your best you. All you could do is treat people as best as kind as you can. And the important, but first and foremost, pour all of that love into yourself. Hey, take that and run with it. I tell anybody. I want to shout out to the men of great examples that I did have growing up around me. And I'm not just talking about the man that took me as his own, but also the men that I grew up around in church, outside of church. Like, I saw some great examples. I've seen fathers be real fathers and treat their children right and love them, and that for me was enough to hide in my heart and to take with me. And that's all I would ever want for myself and for my child in the future. So y'all get in the comments. I want to thank y'all for rocking with Creatively Z93. I will be back again next segment. Thank y'all. I want to say shout out. Oh, I'm sorry. Brain everywhere. Shout out to everyone that subscribed to my channel. I got 3 more subscribers, and I am so excited to have y'all on the journey with me. I have more to come. I am an upcoming new beginner in YouTube. And guess what? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please share my channel with someone. Share with a friend. Share with a friend. Share with a friend. You all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.
Do we build it up, just to let it all show? Lace you up. to watch you run.